Sex. This is a funny one. When some men need more sex, I was going to say when some men need more sex than others, what have you, whatever type your partner is, partner, husband, boyfriend, lover, part-time lover. If he wants sex more often and you don't, and he doesn't verbalize it, like he doesn't say, I really miss your womanly bits, or he doesn't verbalize the fact that he hasn't had sex in a certain amount of days or weeks maybe, or he does something kind of obscure to sort of give you the message that you're meant to know that he wants it. And what if you were in the middle of something and you didn't get his secret cues or whatever? He'll get angry. He won't know why he's getting angry, or he'll be too embarrassed to tell you, maybe too ashamed. Like, who knows how he grew up in his family where was sex ever talked about in his family? Maybe he never observed couples talking about sex, or that it can be done or it should be done, not this silent thing that is understood, or you have to work it out. So if he's not getting enough sex, he might get angry at you. So, work out where the levels are at. I can't say if you want to give him more sex to help his mood be better, well, you might try that. Not that you should or shouldn't. I mean, that gets into a whole other topic about, this is a very big topic about sex and moods and relationships. And I have advised an experiment for some of my clients, like just try having sex with him more often and see if his mood gets better. And it has. And she says, oh, but I'm not, one of my clients said, oh, but I'm not sort of really in the mood for it. Or I wonder if he notices that I'm not sort of fully into it. But he, because men get a bit basic, they don't notice how involved the woman might or might not be, because they tend to be a bit more focused on their own sexual experience. So you might try it and see if that improves his mood. I mean, obviously not, I'm not trying to tell you to be a sex slave or anything like that, and I'm not telling you that you have to do all these sexual favours to all this extra effort to make the relationship better. It's just an understanding of why his mood might not be the best. And again, it's not your fault. You're allowed to have your own sex level or drive, and he's allowed to have his. A couple really needs to be sort of similar. If a man's sexual drive is up there and the woman's is down there somewhere, then how are you meant to? Well, really, how are you meant to get along? It's a pretty big thing to work out. You need to be the same, really, or roughly the same, where it's maybe a bit more like that, if that's clear at all. So that's, it's sort of, they're meeting each other. The couple are meeting each other with their sex drive, not a woman who only wants to do it once a month and the man wants to do it every day or every week. That's not going to work. Or it could be the opposite. So is that out of the picture?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so sex. Okay, what if the sex drive for the woman is higher than the man's. Like, you know, I remember having, it was a thing with one of my clients in her new relationship where, well, it was like developing over the course of the year, and toward the end of that year, she was having sessions like every week on the phone, and she says, "Oh, I'm starting not to cope. Like, he never wants to do it." And you know, I said to her, "Well, how often do you want it, and how often does he want it?" "Oh, he wants it every 3 weeks, maybe 4, maybe 5, depending if he's whatever, had a stressful time at work, or if he's been well or whatever, and I don't mind if I have it every day or something." So, I mean, that's a big difference. So, the man that you're with might get in a bad mood and might get angry at you because he can feel that you desire or want him more, and he might feel like he's forced to come out of his shell somehow. Like, you know, here's the cave, and he's there, cave, and he's sort of, you know, somewhere back there, hiding in his cave, in his own world, not realising his relationship responsibilities. And the woman's out here, you know, waiting for sex there. And she's like, "Well, why don't you desire me? Like, what's wrong? Why aren't we having sex? You're not 90. We're meant to be 30 and 40 years old, or we're meant to be 20 and 30 years old, or we're meant to be both 40 years old, or whatever it is." Or I'm not trying to leave out the older age group, I'm just summarising. So he might feel, "Oh, now I have to come out of my cave and do things for her, and she wants me to make her happy, or she wants me to give her things that she should be taking care of by herself," or something. Some men are really like that, and it's sad. So if the woman is sort of putting pressure on him to, it's not pressure, she's telling him how she feels. So if the woman is telling him how he feels, if she's telling him how she feels, but he's interpreting it as he's feeling pressured, then he'll get angry. He might not get angry there and then. He might just retreat further back into his cave, and then she's like, "Oh, well, great, I might as well have been talking to the wall then." And then maybe you know, this happens on day 1. So maybe somewhere on day 5, the man is angry at her. He might not show it straight away, and then she'll wonder one day, he's come home and said, "Oh, this meal doesn't taste like anything. Why did you even bother cooking?" And she's going, "Oh my gosh, you know, why are you criticizing my cooking? It's fine, you know, I've made you your favorite or something." And she doesn't know what's wrong, and he's really getting back at her for him interpreting sexual pressure as something negative, instead of her being heard. Women are often just trying to be heard, trying to be heard. Right, so women are just trying to do that.